Welcome to the PK Soul Show. Welcome to the PK Soul Show.
Hello and
hey,
welcome
everybody.
back. We are here for the final episode of the season of
PK Soul Show.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
It's been such a great season.
Fun.
Yes.
So on today, of course, we are going to talk about the finale of Greenleaf. It was
a lot, y'all.
It was a lot going on.
It was a lot.
It was ups and downs and not really knowing how to feel at moments. But anyway, so the episode starts off, of course, where it continued on the last week with Basie confronting Bishop Greenleaf with a gun. Not only did he confront him, he basically pulled a gun out on this man. And apparently he's still so hurt. I feel like he resorted to the gun, of course, because Rochelle has been caught. Their grand scheme of taking down the Greenleafs is not looking so good for them because good old Grace has basically put the pieces together. And they've realized they got played. But they're not going to go down without a fight because they have Tasha Skanks on their side. So she basically switched up on her. She switched teams. At first she was, helping her husband. But because
she didn't really want to help her husband. She was just scared of him.
I think at first she did want to help him. But she fell in love with...
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like she really started to...
Have feelings for Jacob.
Good old Jacob.
Yeah.
So we come back to the episode and the bishop is basically trying to talk Basie down. Like, son, give me the gun. I know what happened to your father was horrible. I never meant for it to happen, but how will you fix what happened by killing me, basically? So, finally, someone walks in, which is the bishop's assistant. And she sees what's going on. Of course, he points the gun at her and tells her, don't call the cops. So she, runs out of the office, basically hysterical. On his orders, though, because he told her to leave and don't call the cops. So, I feel like at that point he realized, or he came to his senses as to what he was doing. Are you really finna kill this man in his church and think you're gonna get away with it? Especially since the assistant has seen your face, so if you don't kill her too, she gonna tell somebody.
You know what? That's probably why he didn't do it.
That's why he didn't do it, yeah. Because out of nowhere, he just finally put the gun down and walked out the door.
Yeah.
So, yes, honestly, I guess I kind of felt like they can't kill the bishop. Like, he's not gonna die. Somebody's gonna come in and save him.
I mean, as we continue about the recap, I guess I'm a little confused as to the role of the bishop at this point, going into season 4. What are their plans for the bishop? Like, are they trying
I don't know, but I don't
slowly...
think they would kill him off this soon.
I don't know.
Well,
James died. Anything's possible, Amber. Yes.
I wish y'all could see the look
James
I just gave her because
died.
we are not going to make this a good time.
On good times. And everyone
but how many
knows.
seasons in were they when he finally died?
That's my point. You'd never think that James would have died at any given point.
This is true.
Any given point on
Now,
good times.
I
I'm
will
sorry,
say,
y'all. We went back.
Yeah,
I
that's neither
digress.
here nor
We're back.
there. But yeah, I kept thinking they're not gonna kill the bishop. Like, who's gonna come in? Honestly, I thought Lady Mae was gonna come in and save the day. But anyway, he ended up leaving on his own. So, one of the next scenes we see after that. Well, let me not say the next scene. Another shocker. On this episode, I feel like everything came full circle. Grace is the sister of
The
Aaron.
half-sister.
She's the half sister of Aaron, which means now Aaron is the son of the bishop and Lady Mae's friend
Lionel.
Lionel, of course, had his affair with Lady Greenleaf, and basically they had a love child from it. I feel like Lady Mae always knew that Grace was his child, even though she keeps saying she didn't know. I feel like she knew, and she just didn't want to ever go and get the confirmation, because getting confirmation would mean she would have to tell Bishop, and she would basically have to face
what she did.
Yeah. So I think she knew. She just, it's easier for her to say, I don't know, rather than to find out if you really had a baby outside of your marriage. So anyway.
She really is just selfish. Because her whole thought is she doesn't want to live with the regret of knowing the truth. Mm-hmm. So she really doesn't care about who else it would affect. She just didn't want to live with knowing that she messed up and it'll forever affect their lives. But even as Bishop pointed out on this finale with Lady Mae, it's like she's held it over Grace's head. Mm-hmm. Discreetly.
I mean, it made sense. Like, we wondered, why does she have why does she harbor all this animosity? Like, you kind of get upset because you feel like Grace wants to be the face of justice, and by her doing that, it'll bring the wrong kind of attention to your family issues or your church issues. That was the
to me
banner.
That's just part of it,
right?
The other part is you really don't want Grace to have that type of limelight. It's like you don't want her to shine on the name of Greenleaf. To me, that's what it seemed like.
Well, I feel like you were harboring all those emotions, and like I said, it was because of the things that Grace did, and you felt like it was bringing wrong attention. But really, that really had nothing to do with it. You felt the way you felt about Grace because in your mind, she is your constant reminder that you are actually the one who made a move that would negatively affect the whole family forever. Not Grace. Yeah. Like, you had a child outside of your marriage. Yeah. And then you kept a secret from the man.
Yeah.
And it just so happens
she still would have kept it it still would have been a secret.
Had Lionel not died.
Yeah. It still would have been a secret.
If his son had decided, I'm not going to tell Grace this is her mother's job.
You're right.
Grace still would not know that her real father, or her biological father is dead. So anyway, yes, on this episode, we finally learn Grace is not the bishop's daughter by blood. But they, of course, did have a scene where he basically, this was toward the end, after he found out. I kind of feel like he kind of knew too. Maybe he didn't, but I feel like he took it way too well. He had a feeling,
yeah. Or
he took it way too well.
Now, this is another thought that I saw, another comment I saw on the fan page. People are speculating. You were way too calm. So on the next season, are we going to see another love child that you didn't want to share about? You were so calm, and you made it a point to tell her we're even. Now we're even,
say we're even.
Beyond just the affair.
He was saying we're even because he slept with her sister.
Of course, that's what he's saying, or that's what he's implying.
Yeah.
We really don't know if he slept with anyone else, if he had a child out of wedlock that he never told her about, and now he has a little wiggle room to say, I forgave you, you must forgive me. You never know.
You don't ever know.
So season 4 is going to be very interesting.
If that does wow. You don't know. I mean,
you don't. He just was and
I feel like
it's good that he was calm and forgiving. But
it
was just
everyone
shocking.
Felt like when he found out it was not going to be a calm scene, right? Like it was, and it was very.
And honestly,
calming.
He could have just been ready to. He did just have a heart attack scare.
Oh, well, yeah, that's another part.
So maybe he just wants to be done with everything and everything to go back to normal.
So when you get your feelings back, like, oh, okay, Basie didn't kill him. Well, the scene that they have in the service, the bishop is up. He's basically letting everyone know that he's going to retire. Of course, he makes it sound like it's a choice. But that deaconess, Connie, is that her name?
Yes.
She has basically forced them or told them, well, I have the whole deacon board backing me, and it has been decided that Bishop and
half the church,
and she did say half
or
the church.
at least
she did
a
say
portion, a greater percentage of them.
She basically has rounded up enough people to convince him and Lady Mae that they're basically going to retire right now, whether they want to or not. So anyway, the bishop is up announcing their retirement, and he starts to kind of look like something is going on. Is he about to faint? Is he getting too hot? Anyway, he falls on the stage, almost passes out.
He does. He literally has a heart attack on stage.
Well, yeah, everyone rushes to his side, and of course, Lady Mae is begging him, don't go, don't go. So at this moment, we're like, oh my goodness, like right when we thought if you're watching the show at this time, you're thinking, okay, right when we thought he was out of the danger zone, here he is having a whole episode, health episode, on stage during a Sunday service. So they allow us to think that he's going to die for a good portion of the episode, because I remember watching it thinking, okay, why is everybody in all black? Did he really die? Oh my God, they're at the funeral. He's gone. Here he comes. He's not dead. He had a heart attack, but he survived. They all just gathered for, I guess, family dinner. Is that why they had
it seemed like it was just a regular Sunday dinner.
Yeah. So they have gathered. I'm trying to think. Rochelle, we did not see her on this episode.
We saw her briefly with Basie at the
grocery store. I forgot. So Basie, they leave us thinking something is about to happen to him. He's at the corner store buying something. A big tall black guy comes behind him. They kind of exchange glances, and I think at some point it clicked to Basie that he's in trouble, which means he must have seen that face before, or
he just recognized the type of person it is. That's clearly the type of person that's out to collect debt, or
his gambling troubles never went away. And if I'm not mistaken, that was the real reason why he skipped town, right? Was because he owed some money for his gambling troubles, and it just kind of worked out that he would go away.
Well, Jacob pretty much blackmailed him.
Oh yeah, to get the church.
Right. So it's full circle for Jacob and Carissa, who we haven't really discussed.
We haven't discussed them. Yeah. Carissa decided to get big and bad and tell him she wants a divorce. Because
she was adamant about. She didn't necessarily say she wanted a divorce, but she did
say she wanted a divorce. She said it
initially verbatim. She did, and then she said she changed it really quickly. But now she sees the opportunity for the connection with Harmony and Hope. Carissa's a whole nother level of Lady Mae in real life.
Carissa was not over him, but she was very upset because when they were trying to figure out how to get Tasha Skanks back to tell the truth of what happened, that is when she realized you care about her safety, which means you care about her. Right. I think she felt like you care more about her safety, or you care about her safety
more than their situation.
Yeah, not just to get her to tell the truth, but because you genuinely don't want to see anything happen to her. And of course, he kept denying it. No, I'm not in love with her. I love you, whatever. She's tired. She's tired of him cheating. She asked for a divorce. They basically, they lost the
church.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, they were asked to leave.
I think they both were kind of talking through it and realized, okay, Grace is going to be the pastor at Calvary. So
Grace was asked to fill in
for Bishop.
Yeah, at least for a year.
So I think she feels like, okay, let's go on over back to Calvary now that your sister is in charge and Lady Mae can't stop you. I'm sorry, not Lady Mae, the Bishop. The Bishop can't stop you. Lady Mae can't stop you. Maybe you can get in there some kind of way, especially since they have teamed up with this other big church. So yes, Carissa decided she's going to ignore her feelings for the opportunity. Even though she really wants the divorce, she's tired of cheating.
Well, she just doesn't see, to me.
She's kind of like Lady Mae. Like, she's more calculating.
She's very calculating. And she sees the opportunity for them to grow. Really, she sees the opportunity for herself to grow through Jacob. She wants to reach the opportunity for whatever reason, but she knows she has to use Jacob to do so. So she's really concerned about making sure she guides him.
Yeah,
guides
did
his
she even
steps.
say that?
She basically says, you
like,
need my help to guide you through this. And he,
he's gonna take
like
her
a child, he took her help.
He was like he doesn't want the divorce. So I feel like
he really does love her. Seems like from the conversation he had with Grace where he realized it. But that's when she realized, you're just now realizing you love me. She has reason. He gave her reason.
Was a little weird because the way he said it, he was like, "I finally realized I love you," and I guess that was the way he worded it. Maybe that's what.
That would have annoyed me if my husband tells me
asked for the divorce.
Right, because she's. At that point, you're frustrated. I've been with you, through everything, through another church, through the house they live in. I mean, the rental property they lived in from Triumph.
And on season 1, he was cheating on her with his dad's assistant.
Yes. Yeah. So she's been through a lot with him.
Jacob has been a jerk to her for a very long time.
So at this point, the only use he has to her is opportunity for her to grow in whatever capacity she wants to grow.
And for her to hate, I don't want to say hate. I think she really dislikes Lady Mae. They don't have a good in-law relationship.
They don't.
But she is a lot like Lady Mae.
Right. And to me, in a certain regard, they both really kind of want to control Jacob. They both
want to control Jacob.
Well, that's her son. Mom always knows what's best for her son in her mind, probably. Well, yeah. And Carissa seems to really think, your mom's always in the way, which she's proven to be in the way to a certain extent, especially with Zora. But
on this episode, Zora came to her senses.
She sure did.
She realized she was living with her boyfriend, and she realized she's putting her life on hold for him. She got accepted into Spelman. He did not want her to go. He basically told her, no, you're here with me. You need to help me. I'm a musician. Help me in any way you can. But on this episode, I guess she drew the line when he told her to pack his bags. Like, he's about to go on a trip. And he didn't even really ask. She wanted to, I think she wanted to go to the studio with him. He told her, you're going to stay here. Pack my bags, She's like, I don't want to pack your bag. Anyway, they got into a little argument of that. And I think that's when the light went off for her. Like, what am I doing here?
Right.
I'm sitting here packing his bags while he's out pursuing his dream and pursuing his music career. And
I think her last straw was when she tried to, when they were talking and she found her place for him, I guess. She really is doing nothing with her life. Mm-hmm. And she realized social media is what she could work on.
Oh, yeah.
So at that point, she decided to, that's
what she told him, put her on payroll.
Exactly. And that's when it hit the fan, when he didn't even want to talk to the label about paying her after all she had done for him. So
I forgot about that. Yes, she showed him on a laptop where she made this little video for him to post on his social media, and it looked good. Okay, so Zora is smarter than we thought, because
she is smarter than she's her mother's child, and she realized
she can't get anything.
I can't get anything from this. I'm wasting my life.
So of course he tried to get physical with her when she decided to pack her bag and proceed to walk toward the door. But thanks to good old live media, I don't know if it was Facebook or whatever, she whipped her phone out just in time when he was really about to go in on her physically. I feel like there was about to be another tussle that she was going to lose.
Yeah.
And when she went live, of course, he didn't want to ruin his image. He didn't want to be seen beating her, especially since he's a quote-unquote Christian or gospel artist. And that's when he backed away. Like, okay, fine, go. And he let her go. So she went home. And really, she arrived home at, I guess, a good time, because that is when Jacob and Carissa were having a heated discussion about what they're going to do. So now, basically, Carissa's family is back together. And I feel like that was one of the things that was bothering her, too. On top of him cheating, her daughter has run away because his plan to let her mother intervene did not work. So she was basically getting the short end of every stick in their relationship. But Zora returned, and hopefully on the next season we'll see they'll have a better family, tight-knit relationship. Because
it looks like Carissa's gonna run the house as usual, because at the
Carissa
dinner
is gonna run it.
At the dinner, she told Zora, if she's the head of the house, basically. And the fact that no one in the family said anything, nobody had a problem with her being the head of the house.
I think they know Jacob is irresponsible, so they're perfectly okay with his wife saying, okay, I'm gonna run this ship, because clearly when he runs the ship, look what happens.
Which also means to me that looks like cloudy days for he and
Carissa?
Grace. Because if he thinks he's going to come back and run things, Grace is smarter than that. She's smart enough to know that he's not responsible. And she's not going to want him in leadership.
No, honestly, I don't think the Connie, Deaconess Connie, who clearly runs the show, I don't think she would want Jacob back preaching just yet. I feel like she is very much Team Grace.
That's true.
She, probably wouldn't be opposed to him doing things here and there, or working in the capacity that Grace was working in before she took over. But I don't think they would welcome him with open arms, especially since he has been at Triumph and he was perfectly okay with leaving Calvary. Don't come back now trying to take the position from Grace. So anyway, guys, this was a great
recap.
season. I did enjoy this season. I like where the storylines went, but I feel like they have tied up all the loose ends. So I am curious to see what the point of season 4 will be. Of course, this whole season was about Rochelle. Rochelle is out the picture.
They're out the picture for the time being, because they did make note towards the end. They did realize that he's still out there. He isn't caught. They didn't press charges. So he's basically on the run, which means he's probably coming back. They did not show what happened with Tasha. Tasha clearly isn't trying to see him, but doesn't look like she's completely left the picture either. So we don't really know, what's going to happen with
I guess it'll still be room in the next season for...
I'm interested to see what happens with Harmony and Hope, the new conglomerate of a church that
has joined Calvary.
Calvary's now under, to see what's going to happen with them. And it was just a great season. It was a great season. We're going to hopefully still speak with you guys. We'll probably still make an appearance or so on the podcast before the next season. So it's been a great season. We have some wonderful things coming up for PK Social, and we always want to hear from you. So be sure to follow us.
Yes, follow us on social media at the PK Social. Again, at the PK Social on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. And you can also email us at thepksocial@gmail.com. Thank you guys for tuning in. Great season.
Thank you so much for supporting us.